What would you do if you had 10 seconds to decide face a roaring lion head-on or watch a life slip away forever? Picture this. A dusty Jeep rattles to a stop on the edge of a sun-scorched South African plain, engine coughing like it's on its last breath. Out steps a man, Cole, his boots crunching the dry grass, eyes locked on a beast that could snap him in half without a second thought. Its mane flares like a wildfire, teeth bared, a growl rumbling deep enough to shake the ground. 10 feet away, a lioness is mately's panting, her strength fading fast. One wrong move, and Cole's not just risking his life, he's stepping into a nightmare he's lived before. So what pushes a guy to stare down death like that? Stick around, because what happened next didn't just save a family, it rewrote everything he thought he knew about trust. This isn't some fairy tale spun out of thin air. It's a raw, real slice of the wild, where survival's a daily gamble and mercy's in short supply. Out here on the sprawling grasslands of South Africa, nature doesn't mess around. Droughts choke the rivers dry, prey scatters like ghosts. In 2 lines, a battle-scarred male and his tough-as-nails mate fight tooth and claw to keep going. They've got no names yet, just grit and a bond forged in blood. Then there's Cole, a ranger who's seen too much, carrying scars you can't spot with the naked eye. And Naya, his partner, whose sharp eyes and steady hands hide a heart that bleeds for every creature she can't save. When these 2 worlds collide, human and beast, it's not just about making it through the day. It's about facing down the past, risking it all, and finding something bigger than survival. This is their story, and trust me, you won't see the end coming. The wild doesn't cut deals. For 2 lions, a male with a mane like a thunderhead and a female with eyes that burn through the gloom, home had turned into a death trap. Their old stomping grounds in southern Africa were a mess of baked dirt and empty trails, the rivers long gone, prey scattered to the wind. They'd been a tight unit for years, taking down kills in sync, but sticking around meant wasting away. So they hit the road hundreds of miles across a brutal stretch, the male holding the line each night, the female trudging on fumes. Jackals nipped at their shadows, but they locked on to a faint promise: water. Green, a way out, and didn't look back. They rolled into Mikado National Park, a raw slice of hope-wide hills, streams that hadn't quit, a crack at survival. The male scoped it out, sniffing this unfamiliar turf, while the female sank into the shade, her pace dragging. That's when Jack and Sam got the heads up. Jack, a ranger who'd weathered too many dry spells, caught their tracks near the river deep, ragged like they'd clawed their way here. "They're beat to hell," he said, kneeling by the prince. Sam, leaning out the Jeep with a notebook, squinted at the marks. "She's off her game. Check that stagger." They'd seen the wild chew up plenty, but these 2 were still kicking. Jack kicked on a drone, its buzz slicing the stillness. The screen lit up 2 tawny shapes cutting through the grass. The male's head high, the female lagging a beat behind. "She's hauling extra," Sam said, jabbing the display. "That's no starvation, gut." Jack nodded, chewing his lip. He's hovering for a reason. Cubs in Mikado were a rare wine-a-punch back at the chaos. They kept their distance, watching the pair scrape by, nabbing a skinny hare here, a limping antelope there. The female's sides started bulging, her stride slowing to a crawl. Jack parked the Jeep one dusk, engine ticking down, the sky bleeding red. "They're built for this," he said, voice low, but it's a thin damn thread. Sam scratched a note, her eyes tracing the horizon where the lions had melted into the dark. She'd tracked enough to know the score too many went down to hunger or teeth, and these 2 were teetering. The drone hummed again the next day, catching the male Rex, Jack dubbed him. For the king, he was standing guard, while the female, Luna, hunkered low, her belly a telltale curve. "She's close," Sam said, voice steady but tight. "Real close." They stuck to the sidelines, letting Rex and Luna settle in. The male's roars punched the night, shorter now, saving juice, while Luna picked her spot shade, quiet, conserving what she had. Jack leaned against the Jeep one evening, arms crossed. "They've got guts, dragging this far." Sam flipped her notebook shut, staring out. Guts won't cut it if she drops soon. The air hung heavy with Ida storm brewing, a clock ticking. Rex paced the edges, sniffing fences and growling at the Jeep's rumble, like he didn't trust this place yet. Luna moved less, her eyes sharp but weary, a fire flickering low. Jack fired the drone up one last time that week, the feed showing Luna sprawled out, Rex looming close. "She's slowing hard," Sam said, tapping her pen. "It's coming?" Jack rubbed his jaw, nodding slow. "Yeah, and it's gonna be a fight." They'd seen the wild break tougher than this, but something about these two Rex stand, Luna's push lit a spark. They weren't just here to watch. Whatever was coming, they'd be in it, and the stakes were climbing fast. Makoto wasn't a safe bet, it was a crucible, and the lions were about to feel the heat. Months deep, Luna's belly hung heavy, her frame stretched thin, every step a slog through the grass. Rex shadowed her tight, his roars cutting sharp, a shield against the world. Jack and Sam tracked to their stumble, his twitch, and knew the clock was ticking down. Jack rigged the Jeep with a med kit syringes, bare bones, no room for second guesses. "If she tanks, we're not bystanders," he told Sam, voice hard as the dirt under their wheels. Sam nodded, her notebook a tally of Luna's fraying edge. "She's tapped out." Then it blew wide open. 2 days of raw hell tore through the plains. Luna groaned, low and rough, circling tight as contractions gripped her. But nothing broke free. Rex prowled, mane bristling, his growls jagged with panic. Sam's drone hummed overhead, the feed stark, Luna buckling, soaked in sweat, legs quaking, while Rex paced like he could claw time back. "She's locked up," Sam said, voice clipped, eyes on the screen. Jack's jaw set. "She's been at it too long." "We roll in, or she's gone cups with her." They gunned the Jeep closer, dust swirling, brakes biting at 50 yards. Rex snapped up, roaring loud enough to crack the sky, charging 10 feet and planting, claws raking the ground, eyes blazing a line Jack couldn't cross. Jack stepped out, boots steady, heart slamming. A memory flared his reporter's yell. A kill he couldn't stop, blood on his hands. "Not this round," he muttered, meeting Rex's glare. Sam eased out, med kit slung, voice calm. "Cool it, big man. We're here for her." Luna's whimper hit like a knife. Sam edged in, Jack a barrier, her hands locked and loaded. Rex lunged at a quick feint, testing their spine. Jack didn't blink. "I'm not here to scrap." The lion held, growls simmering, watching close. Sam hit the dirt beside Luna, syringe gleaming. "Stay with me, girl," she said, sliding the needle in a jolt of oxytocin to kick things loose. Luna flinched, then settled, her breasts ragged but open. Time stretched thin, the drone's buzz a faint pulse above. Then it came, a cub slipped out, a male squawking sharp. Finn, Sam named him New Spark. Jack let out a rough, "Hell yeah," his grin breaking loose. But Luna wasn't done. Another push, brutal, and a smaller female slid free, still, no sound. "Roxy," Sam rasped, strength rubbing its chest fast. "Come on, breathe." Jack's gut twisted, the air heavy. Seconds crawled, then a squeak, Roxy stirred. Sam's laugh cracked, tears streaking dust. "Two tough nuts." Rex moved in, slow, nosing Finn, then Roxy, his tongue gentle against their damp fur. Luna lifted her head, eyes catching Sam's a flash of something. "Maybe thanks." Jack pulled back, chest pounding with a mix he couldn't name. "We're solid," he said, voice thick, clapping Sam's shoulder. She nodded, wiping her face, gripping the kit like a lifeline. The Jeep's rumble faded as they peeled out, leaving Rex, Luna, Finn, and Roxy to the twilight a family hauled back from the drop. The dust hadn't even settled when Jack caught Rex's silhouette in the rearview, standing tall, no snarl, just watching. Luna curled around the cubs, Finn already squirming, Roxy tucked close, her tiny chest rising steady. Sam flipped her notebook open, scribbling fast. "They made it," she said, half to herself, pen shaking. Jack nodded, hands firm on the wheel. "Yeah, and we didn't screw it up." The plane swallowed them, the drone's last frame frozen. Rex guarding, Luna resting, two cubs kicking against the odds. They danced with death and walked off the floor. But the wild wasn't done spinning yet. The planes went quiet, but the buzz lingered. Rex nosed Finn and Roxy, his rough tongue smoothing their damp fur, while Luna lay spent, her eyes fierce with a mother's grit. Jack and Sam peeled out, Jeep rumbling into the dusk, adrenaline still sparking in their veins. They'd rolled the dice and won, but the wild doesn't let you off that easy. Next day, they swung by Rex perched on a rise. Luna sprawled with the cubs, no growl at the Jeep's hum. "He's clocked us," Sam said, a grin tugging her lips. Jack nodded, feeling it settle a thread tied tight out there in the dirt. Days ticked by, and the vibe held. Rex didn't flinch at their engine, just flicked an ear, while Luna loafed in the shade, Finn and Roxy tumbling over her paws. Jack kept the Jeep at a distance, but Sam's drone stayed sharp, catching Rex dragging kills back, Luna grooming the cubs with a steady paw. "They're locked in," Sam said one afternoon, Jeep parked under a low sun. Jack grunted, staring out. "Yeah, and we're part of it now." The air felt differentless, like a standoff, more like a pact. Then the wild threw a haymaker. Night was creeping in, Jeep bouncing back to base, when three shapes cut through the gloom poachers, rifles glinting, steps heavy. "Gear, hand it over," one barked, a lean guy with a jagged scar. Jack's hand slid to his knife. Sam gripped the radio, odds stacking ugly. "Rangers," she snapped, voice steady. "Walk away." Scar laughed, closing in. "Not how this goes." Jack braced, blade ready. But before it hit the fan, a roar tore the dark Rex, blasted from the brush. Mane a wildfire, charging hard. The poachers bolted, rifles clattering. Scar's curse lost in the wind. Rex skidded short, eyes locked on Jack, then turned back to Luna and the cubs waiting in the shadows. "He just pulled our asses out," Sam said, half laughing, radio slipping from her hand. Jack exhaled, knife easing down. "Damn right I owe him." The Jeep sat still, dust wigs settling, as Rex faded into the night, a king who'd flipped the script. Sam shook her head. "That's unreal." Jack smirked, rough, real as it gets. A few days later, they rolled back, catching Luna nudging Finn and Roxy through the grass. Finn pounced, a scrappy blur, while Roxy stuck close, her tiny growl already fierce. Rex loomed above, scanning the plains, a wall of muscle and scars. Jack cut the engine, leaning on the dash. "They're us," he said, voice low, holding it together. Sam nodded soft, and we gave him the shot. The drone snagged at Rex's charge, the cubs' wobbly steps a club that hit Mikado like a spark. Rangers replayed it, stunned, while newbies crowded in, hooked. It wasn't just a save. It was a signal the wild could fight with you, not just against. Rex roars rang out after that, deep and sure, staking his ground. Luna kept Finn and Roxy tight, their squeaks blending with her purrs, a rhythm of grit and life. Jack and Sam caught them one last time from the Jeep. Rex steady stare, Luna's calm nudge, the cubs growing fast. "They're set," Sam said, notebook shut, a rare smile breaking. Jack tipped his head. "Yeah, and we're not done." The plains stretched wide, a future carved out of that chaos of family, standing because two humans threw in. Dawn punched through the Mikado sky, splashing gold over the plains like a victory lap after a brawl. Rex loomed on the rise, mane snagging the light, a king who'd wrestled fate and won. Luna stretched out below, her scars just echoes now, nudging Finn and Roxy with a quiet, unshakable fire. Finn, a scrappy whirlwind tearing up the grass. Roxy, a fierce little shadow sticking tight, her growl already hinting at the beast she'd become. Their purrs rolled low, weaving into the breeze, a gritty hymn of survival scratched out of the dirt. Jack and Sam pulled away, Jeep rumbling soft, their eyes lingering on the family they'd hauled from the brink. This wasn't a fluke, Guts, and Faith had stitched up what the wild tried to rip apart. Jack shed his ghosts out there. Sam lit her spark. They rolled in busted and peeled out whole. Here's the real deal. The wild's a beast with no handouts. You throw your all in, trust it'll bite back, and sometimes it does. Jack figured out you can ditch your baggage if you quit ducking it. Those old screams in his head went silent when Finn squeaked and Roxy kicked. Sam learned grit's a currency you earn, not find, paid in full when she pulled that cub through. Rex, Luna, and their crew hammered it home. Trust isn't a one-way street. It's rough, wild, and tougher than steel. Step into the mess, take the swing, and you might walk off with more than you bargained for, a shot at something real, something that sticks. So where do you stand? Could you face your own lines, your regrets, your doubts for a crack at that kind of payoff? Smash that like button if this hit you square in the chest, got your blood pumping, or left you blinking back a tear. Hit subscribe if you're riding with us. The Wild's got more teeth, more guts, more stories that'll shake you up, and we're hauling them straight to your screen. Rex and his crew are out there roaring loud, living proof it's worth the fight. Your turn's coming, don't miss it. Dawn punched through the Mikado sky, splashing gold over the plains like a victory lap after a brawl. Rex loomed on the rise, mane snagging the light, a king who'd wrestled fate and won. Luna stretched out below, her scars just echoes now, nudging Finn and Roxy with a quiet, unshakable fire. Finn, a scrappy whirlwind tearing up the grass. Roxy, a fierce little shadow sticking tight, her growl already hinting at the beast she'd become. Their purrs rolled low, weaving into the breeze, a gritty hymn of survival scratched out of the dirt. Jack and Sam pulled away, Jeep rumbling soft, their eyes lingering on the family they'd hauled from the brink. This wasn't a fluke, Guts, and Faith had stitched up what the Wild tried to rip apart. Jack shed his ghosts out there, Sam lit her spark. They rolled in busted and peeled out whole. Here's the real deal. The Wild's a beast with no handouts. You throw your all in, trust it'll bite back, and sometimes it does. Jack figured out you can ditch your baggage if you quit ducking it. Those old screams in his head went silent. When Finn squeaked and Roxy kicked, Sam learned grit's a currency you earn, not fined, paid in full, when she pulled that cub through. Rex, Luna, and their crew made hammered at home, trust isn't a one-way street. It's rough, wild, and tougher than steel. Step into the mess, take the swing, and you might walk off with more than you bargained for. A shot at something real, something that sticks. So where do you stand? Could you face your own lions, your regrets, your doubts for a crack at that kind of payoff? Smash that like button if this hits you square in the chest, got your blood pumping, or left you blinking back a tear. Hit subscribe if you're riding with us. The Wild's got more teeth, more guts, more stories that'll shake you up, and we're hauling them straight to your screen. Rex and his crew are out there roaring loud, living proof it's worth the fight. Your turn's coming, don't miss it.